up YouTube? Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new here, I'm Kayla and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be a gym vlog. We're trying out a new gym in Honolulu, Hawaii because that's where I'm at. Oh my gosh, let's get into the view. Whoa. Are you kidding me? I got people surfing over there. It's a beautiful day. I'm here for my birthday. My birthday was yesterday. And today we're trying out a new gym. I went on 2 really great hikes and that was kind of like my cardio, and then I did a 20-minute workout the other day. But today is like my real gym day. We're hitting legs, obviously, and I'm just really excited to try it out. If you're not already, make sure to subscribe and let's get into the rest of the video. Okay, this is the gym fit of the day. This is a Civil Regime top. I actually got this from PacSun. And these are from Amazon. They're just pink. I was really on a mission to not wear my usual black in Hawaii because I wanted to be colorful. I got my Nike socks on. My New Balances, which are so dirty from the hike. Ooh, I should really wash these. But I went to a hike at Manua Falls, which is like a cute little walk through a botanical garden with a waterfall at the end. And then I went on a hike before that. I can't even pronounce the name, but it was like a lighthouse and it was so awesome getting outside and enjoying some nature. I got my shoes a little dirty, but I was just out here living in nice little sunlight in Hawaii. But now I'm going to the gym because I need to work out. I need to get right. I still want to be on track while I'm on vacation. Not on track, but I still want to like be active in that way. And I haven't hit legs in a very long time. So this is the outfit. Oh, and then I got a cute little bracelet from the marketplace that I went to this morning. It was the Aloha Stadium Swap-A-Me. It's like a little touristy thing, but they had some really cute stuff. I got a whole bunch of rings as well and some other cute little souvenirs. So that's the fit. Let's head to the gym. Alright, my sister took like 30 minutes to get ready, but we're finally on our way to the car. Guess what we got for the rental? Can you guess? Can you guess? It was a big red Jeep, obviously, with a little Alani Nu. Are we gonna take the top off? I'm totally taking the top off for this. Okay, so TBA on the top down because my sister needs to go get a shot of espresso before the gym apparently, so whatever. I thought we could just take a minute to chat before we take off the top and get ready for the drive over to GY Fitness, which is where we're going. We can talk about me turning 24. Hello. Oh my gosh. That's like a getting serious type of age. And I don't pretend to like delude myself and thinking that like, oh, I'm old as heck, because hello, I'm literally only 24. And I think there's like, with the advent of social media, obviously it's like, oh, I should be doing more at 24. I should be doing more at 24. I'm only 24. And you know, I see people like doing all these things, but I'm only 24. Like, give myself a little bit of grace and just like enjoy life. And I think my biggest advice for people today that are watching this video, especially my audience that's younger or that's around my age, like, nothing has to be set in stone. Your personality doesn't have to be set in stone. Your dreams and your aspirations don't have to be set in stone. You do not have to have everything figured out. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to think differently. You're allowed to surround yourself with different people that align with who you are now. And maybe the people that you aligned with when you were 17 or in college or that were your childhood, maybe those people are not for you anymore. And that's okay to change and grow and be a new person. And that also can mean surrounding yourself with other people and other things and doing other things. When I was 21, I thought like the way that I viewed the world was it. And I viewed it in a very like pessimistic, not the best way. I was very not okay in the head, but I've grown from that. And to sit here and think, oh my gosh, I'm 24. Like, I turned 24 in Hawaii on a beautiful day. It actually rained on my birthday, so I took it as a sign of good luck. Like, it was a beautiful time. I was surrounded by my loved ones. It's okay to like be a different person and think differently and realize that you don't have to have it all figured out yet. And it's okay that if the things that you wanted ended up not being the things that were meant for you, or the things that are meant for you ended up coming out of nowhere. Like, this is a part of life. And I think the most important thing, as cliche as it sounds, is to understand that gratitude and positivity will get you very far in life, because when you are grateful for even the bad days, all the bad days that got me here, I'm still very grateful for them, because without them I will not be able to appreciate this good, great, amazing day that I'm having. And I think that translates to my relationship with God and how it's progressed, and how I hope your relationship with God progresses if you do believe in God. God allows us to choose him. All right, he allows like all these sufferings and all these bad days so that we can actually choose him and show him how grateful we are. And so with all those bad days and all those bad things that I had, and like all the bad negativity that I had when I was younger, it morphed me and changed me into the woman that I am today, and being able to be this woman that I am today that just has a completely different mindset. And I know that I'll probably have a completely, maybe a different mindset in a few years, and maybe when I'm 30 or 40, but I got to change and grow into it that way, because I changed my mindset around everything. That mindset that I had when I was really young and an adolescent and I thought the world was out to get me, I'm so grateful that it's something that was not set in stone, that I was able to grow from that. And so that's just all to say that I'm very blessed to be here. So let's have a great day. I'm so grateful for you if you're watching this. I hope that resonated with you a little. So let's take this top off and hit the gym.
Now.
Yay! And then I got the blue slushie from Alani Nu. So let's go. All right, lovely people. So we pulled up to GY Fitness. It was about 30 minutes away from where my hotel was on Waikiki Beach. When we walked in, there's like this little area filled with a whole bunch of supplements, clothing. They had a lot of bum products. It was funny because a lot of them were like Christmas themed bums, so it was just like the bum products that they couldn't sell. But a lot of raw nutrition items. They even had a picture with Bum. They also had a fridge filled with energy drinks and pre-workout, which I love. I love a good, nicely stocked fridge. Like some of these things I've never seen before, like those little Bum pumps. They're so good. And they also had another fridge with like C4 and Rain, and then a whole bunch of blender bottles. Ew, and they had Alani, I just realized. But they also had branded G White Fitness clothing. Their slogan is breaking barriers and pushing limits, which I thought was so cute. I actually ended up buying a little sticker and also a patch that you could Velcro onto a backpack. And then they also just had some other products as well. So pretty big space in the front of the gym. It was really nice, and they had some trophies and other photos of like famous IFBB pro people, famous bodybuilders that came in. So when you walk in, there is the cardio equipment, and then to the back is where the bathrooms are. There is no locker rooms in the gym. It's just these two stalls and then this mirror. It was a pretty small space, but they did have this outdoor area, which is really nice. So that's the cardio equipment, treadmills, some stairmasters, some more cardio equipment back there, an elliptical, and then this outdoor area, which is so lovely. Look at those palm trees. Oh my goodness, I love a nice little outdoor gym moment. Upstairs, there was just some random equipment, to be honest. I think there was like a boxing thing up here and just some other stuff. It wasn't like any, oh, some ab work, I suppose. Like nothing too crazy up there. But that's the gym from the very back, how it looks on top of a treadmill. As you can see, everything is pretty packed together. But since the gym wasn't too packed, it didn't really feel like non-spacious in there. It felt like I had enough room to breathe. And then we have some other pictures on the walls as well. I like this nice blue wall. It's such a nice shade of blue and turquoise, as you can see. I loved it. But really, I just loved all the like equipment they had. So it went like cardio, then leg equipment, then upper body equipment, then the free weights and the dumbbells in the very far wall. So it wasn't too bad. Do I think the $40 day pass was a little bit outrageous? Absolutely. But I definitely put that $40 to good use and got to work immediately. And I took as many pictures and videos as possible for this workout to get my full money's worth. I started off with just a little bit of dynamic stretching, warming up the legs, warming up the hips, getting everything nice and loose after a week of not really working out. The workout, as you're going to see, definitely felt a little bit crazy, but there was some new equipment that I got to try. I went into my first compound movement, which is this hip thrust. Oddly enough, DMV Iron got this hip thrust while I was away on this trip. So even though I didn't get to try it at DMV Iron, I got to try it here.
in this gym. And at first, I honestly didn't like it. It felt like kind of awkward for me. I felt like I could not get the positioning right, but I ended up liking it, especially now that I tried it at DMV for a few times. I definitely like it. I just started with some hip thrusts to get the glutes on fire, get that pump nice and started up. And then I moved on to hitting my glutes in the lengthened position, aka RDLs. I did Smith machine RDLs. You can't tell, but I did more of a wide stance here instead of a narrow stance. The Smith machine stop, as you can see, it was almost like too high. I should have added a plate, but it was still good enough stretch on the glutes that it wasn't like crazy. I love a good Smith machine RDL, no complaints there. Then I tried this single leg press, did not love it. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I just felt like I couldn't get the best stretch on it, but I wanted to try it because I never really seen one this way, this single leg setup before, with the different way the plates are loaded, but it hit a little bit of the quads and the glutes. I'm getting more stretch on my glutes, but I just felt like maybe I should have adjusted the seat a little bit differently. Maybe it's like user error, I don't know, but I kind of just did 2 sets and I scurried on out of there.
All right, quick little mid-lift check-in. Workout is good. Definitely feels like I haven't worked out in a week. I worked out yesterday, but it was like 20 minutes, like a little bit of shoulders, barely even got a pump. It was just like to say that I went to the gym. And it's definitely feeling like I've been eating all week on vacation and haven't gone to the gym, but it's fine, it's cool. It's really hot in the gym, low-key. It doesn't have AC, but it does have like some fans at the very top, and then the windows and garage doors are open, so there's a good amount of airflow, but it's definitely like, I'm hot, I'm sweating. I'm a little spoiled because I go to DMV, but it's cool. Like a decent amount of cardio, decent amount of legs, decent amount of upper body, like it's chill. A lot of bodybuilders went to this gym. From what I've seen, I saw C-Bomb and then like these other IFBB pros. It's actually raining right now. The entire time it's been here, it's been like a little bit of drizzling every day. I don't mind it. I'm so happy to be here. The $40 day pass was actually kind of crazy though. We did like to have to go through like this whole process of making an account and downloading an app and then scanning in and taking our picture off our day pass. But I mean, every gym has its own policies. So to be honest, I'm really happy. I basically finished all of my compound work and my unilateral movement. It was gonna be just like a glute and hamstring focus type of day, but I did end up doing leg press, which obviously hits the quads a little bit more, but I am going to finish off with some glute and hamstring accessory work. So actually, let's check the pump really quick. Super cute. Okay, let's finish the workout.
All right, post that little pump check, I went into hip abductors. This is a staple. I love a good seated hip abductor. I did it first with my back upright to hit the upper glute, and then when I couldn't get it anymore, I leaned a little bit forward to hit the glute in that way. There was a time when I literally never did any hip abduction or any glute medius kickbacks, and I just left my side glute and my hip abductors alone. Like I used to avoid this exercise so much. And I feel like it's because one time I saw a video about how it makes you like boxy, quote unquote. And I took that to heart like so hard and I just never tried this machine. But now I can't imagine like going a glute day without hitting it. But yeah, reminder to practice some media literacy. Next up, I did some hamstring curls. I did kneeling single hamstring curls. I feel like the most humbling type of hamstring curl is either going to be kneeling or standing. Like these are so much harder than seated or lying, and look at that 10 pound, holding on for dear life. But that's how I ended the workout with a nice little isolation movement. If you're new here, I normally do hit my hamstrings on my quad days, ironically, just because I do it to warm up my knees before I go for my heavy squats. But I just ended my workout with some hamstring work, and that was the end of the workout. I ended up stretching outside. It felt so good to try out this gym. I've just loved trying out new gyms and trying out new equipment. Like, I'm so blessed and grateful to be able to do that. Let me know down below if you've ever been to this gym or you're thinking of going. And that's the end of the workout.
What is up, vlog? It's actually a few days later now, so the gym was good. Afterwards, we got our post-workout meal at this place called Aloha Mamacita. They had burrito tacos, and they were pretty good. It was nice. I think I found that place on TikTok. And now we're going to a new gym, UFC Gym. We're like 4 minutes away. This one has a free day pass. The GY Fitness, it was nice. It had a lot of decent equipment. It was a decent space, but would I pay $40 for a day pass ever again? Probably not. And I looked online and their membership is like $150 a month, like month to month, no contract. I'm like, oh, that's kind of crazy for a gym that is like that small. I don't know, but it is Hawaii we are, I mean, the cost of living here is pretty high, so I guess. But $40 day pass was kind of insane. I did like the workers that were working there, and we talked to like a few members, and they were pretty nice too. I did have a good workout, and I did like the fact that it was outdoors. Like, we don't really have outdoor gyms in Virginia, or I haven't really been to like that many outdoor gyms like that. It was more like a garage grungy type of vibe, but it was still cute. But this one I'm going to is UFC Gym. I guess they're pretty popular in California as well, and then more importantly, it's a free day pass, so let's go check it out. I think I'm gonna do shoulders, maybe some abs, just something like really quick, because my flight is, I have to be at the airport in 2 hours. So quick little 1 hour workout. I need to wash my hair too. There's like sand all in my neck. I got really tan, which I'm so excited, but I'm leaving today, but it's okay. I have a fizz-free blue raspberry lemonade. I never really get Celsius anymore as often as I used to. I didn't realize this was fizz-free, but still good. So that's at the gym. I don't think it's gonna be better than the GY Fitness in terms of equipment wise, but I could be wrong, but let's do it.
All right, vlog. Gym number 2 is the UFC gym at BJ Penn. There was not a lot of parking outside, and there was like this weird waiting line for parking. So we just parked a few streets over where all these cute murals were, and then just walked to the gym. Did I just say murals like that? What the heck? Anyways, I walked in and I gave Pizza Hut. In the most like humble and cute way possible, though. I kind of always like when a gym has like something in the front that's just not like the desk or something. So there was like a lot of options for food, oddly, and then like drinks and like snacks. They had protein cookies and then UFC gym apparel. And there was a place you could order food and just sit out and hang out, which I think is so cool that a gym is like a third space like that and you have actually a place to sit. They had a lot of energy drinks, but not too much like actual pre-workout. So that was a little different than the other gym. And then we had asked the lady over here and they said they also didn't have any like pre-workout cocktails, but it's fine. It was just like, I feel like it used to be like a restaurant or something. I don't know, but it was kind of cool. And then they, of course, had their UFC gym apparel. They had a lot of options for apparel in their own bottles and bags and all this other stuff. Kind of just like the other gym, they had their own branded stuff for people to take home and rep the gym out and about. So I thought that was really nice. And they had a lot of options as well. Process was definitely different than the other gym. All they asked for was our names. And again, the day pass was free. So it was like very two different type of check-in processes going on over there. But you first walk in and then you got the cardio equipment, long and extensive cardio equipment, and of course the all red to be on brand with the UFC gym. The space was way, way bigger than the other gym, but enough with the comparisons. So this one had, of course, all the UFC fighters and people and athletes on the wall, on the posters. They had big fans to help with the circulation, but it was hot in there. It was very, very hot in that gym. They had this little yoga area where I ended up warming up and stretching out afterwards. And they, of course, had a whole bunch of boxing type things, martial art type things. They had this ring in the middle of the gym, which I thought was so cool. I've never been to a gym like that. Hello. Like you guys are just fighting and sparring in the middle. That's pretty awesome. They had this like little ab area over here. That's the utility closet, and then the locker rooms to the left. Furthermore, is where we get into the bodybuilding weightlifting area. So they had a lot of hoist equipment, which is the equipment that kind of feels like a roller coaster. It moves with you. Not the biggest fan of that equipment, but it was nice that it was like all red and black. Everything was red and black. It was so cute. I love those two color combinations together. And then after the upper body equipment came the leg equipment and the squat racks, and then we had the mats for the boxing. On this side, they had like mops and things and dispensers so that you can clean it up afterwards. And they had this like little, is it a dojo? I don't know what it's called. Not a dojo, but a little mat area where athletes were hanging out, rolling out, stretching out, doing all the things. So I ended up just during my workout, I ended up doing back actually. So I just warmed up with this little PVC pipe in their yoga studio. The yellow and green, I don't know what that's about, why the rest of the gym is red and black and the others yellow and green, but maybe that's something I just don't know about the UFC colors. Hey, I started off with some lat pull downs. I did a wide grip. As you all know, I'm not the biggest fan of hitting back, but I just decided to do it today because why not? The gym was also very, 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 very packed. The other thing about the gym was that people were walking around barefoot. Not the biggest fan of that. Okay, like I know a gym is like it's a gym. There's sweat, there's grunting, there's, germs going around, but the walking around barefoot, if you're not in like the ring or in like the designated areas, is just a little bit off for me. But hey, I guess it's Hawaii. It's an island. Different rules, different things, but I did notice that. I went into a single arm row. This machine was nice. I don't know if I've ever tried this low one. Normally the grips and the handles are a little bit higher, but it's basically just a single arm row. It's nothing too crazy. As you can see in the background, they had some artwork on the wall, so I imagine that that door gets open when it gets really hot. It felt so odd to me though. So I was like, why is this door not open? But I'm guessing there is some other ways to get that airflow going. Then I went into lat pullovers. I used to always call these lat pushdowns, and I feel like I kind of want to keep calling them lat pushdowns, like straight arm lat pushdowns, but basically it just hits the whole back. And I love ending a back day with these. It's just the best back day finisher. I ended up doing some abs. I did this ab crunch machine. I actually do really like it. It gets a decent amount of stretch. There are other ab machines that can get more stretch, but it was nice to have. And then I finished off also with some decline weighted sit-ups. I love some decline weighted sit-ups. Hello. And then after that, I had to leave and take a really quick shower and then head to the airport because my flight was that day. I was so sad to leave, but I really, really enjoyed Hawaii. Like, I'm so grateful and blessed to have been able to experience that. And I hope whoever's watching this, you get to experience the beauty that is Hawaii. That is my little Hawaii gym vlog. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you enjoyed working out with me. Comment down below if you've ever been to these gyms or if you're thinking about going. So thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.